Shalom Akim, Howell, Basham, Yahushai, Basham, Kakadash, Barakatam, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles who great me so well, to the Akim Akwath, holding on to the testimony of the Lord Amashak Yahushai in these last days and times. Shalom. This Badam DC camp, another uncomfortable lesson, all right, for the hopeful elect, all right. And immigration is a big issue when it comes to world events, and you know how it is, man. How the Lord has set things up. Migration from one continent to another, from one country to another. So it comes with its ups and downs. I ain't got Jakes. Israelites from West Africa that are having issues over there in Ukraine. Based on their nationality. That enmity between these Edomites. Especially in uniform against our people, is just something that never ceases to amaze the man of the Lord. Okay, all right, because our people are always looking for greener pastures. All right, so I just get a quick precept, man. Whether it's over there in Europe, Jake's trying to get in there, heading far east towards China, Japan, heading towards North America, Canada. It's just a rough life, to be on the move without having a stable foundation. All right, and that's just a judgment that the Lord puts upon our nation. All right, and you can read that in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 65. All right. Let's see. That's what it says. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart, and a failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. Yeah. So that's the judgment of the Lord, the punishment of the Lord our people have to endure, and it shows up in different avenues, man. Whether people talk about being discriminated against, when it comes to immigration, when it comes to financial opportunities, when it comes to getting a job, even getting assistance, so it is what it is. It's how the Lord set it up, to show us who Israel is and who the enemies of our nations are. And over there in Ukraine, you got these so-called border control agents making it hard for non-Edomites to make it through. So let me just play the clip.
Scenes out of Ukraine show desperate people walking miles in freezing temperatures, cramming onto train station platforms, and waiting hours at the Polish border. Included in that number are thousands of international students who just want to go home. Many of them say that their wish is being delayed or denied because of their skin color. The Ukrainian Ministry of Education reports over 80,000 students come from around the world to study at Ukraine's renowned and relatively inexpensive universities and medical schools. More than 18,000 of these students come from India, over 16,000 from African nations like Morocco, Nigeria, Egypt, and South Africa, and many from the Middle East, 158 countries in all. Abira Ahmad Khan was studying medicine in Kiev when she tried to evacuate. She says border officials held her and other international students back.
They waited for all the Ukrainian people to go out first and then other nationalities.
Abira, who is from Pakistan, says the people in the Ukrainian villages have been kind and given them food, but she believes the poor treatment she and her fellow exchange students received from border officials is because of their nationality and skin color.
On the border, they were preferring Ukrainian people, and we had to wait even more than we should have, because of those people, because of racist people.
22.
Yeah, so that's what happens, you know. That's Esau's rulership for you, man. You know, always about instability. Okay, so I'm just gonna play some more of this clip.
Year-old Egyptian student Abdelhamid Ahmed says foreign students were told they would have to pay for their own buses.
Ukrainian people taking bus, and foreign people, except Ukrainian, are going by walking, not taking bus. Too much people walking. Like we walk maybe 40 or 45 kilometers, more than.
Despite the difficulties, Nigerian medical student Lois Kaya says going to the border is his only choice.
By any situation, we need to drink.
Yeah, that's Benjamin right there. So Judah Benjamin Levi, you know, always in Europe, and always trying to look for an opportunity to step on the ladder, but don't understand that the Lord set these events to take place so that our salvation can be revealed for its magnificence. You know, the glory of the Lord will be shown for the world to see, and then the world will realize who the Israelites are. All right. So you gotta deal with the bitterness. Okay. So Baruch chapter 4, verse 25 says this: "My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from Yahweh, for thine enemy had persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck." And that's what the Lord, you know, is preparing. So it's just warming up, you know. So who knows how long they're going to continue to negotiate for a ceasefire. So who knows how long, you know, that people will be upset about the whole situation. So it's on the Lord's time. It's on the Lord's timetable, you know.
In our own country, we cannot stay here. Our university has to talk to people. We are not able to protect you.
Loy's motivation? His mother.
She's waiting for me. She invests her money for my education, so I cannot be blocked in this country. So she's every day crying, "Why you? Have you taken your train? I'm watching some video online. What is happening in your country?" I say, "It's what is it?"
In places like India and Nigeria, families are protesting to get their students and loved ones out of a dangerous war zone. Viral videos circulating on social media appear to show African, Middle Eastern, and Indian students treated differently than their European counterparts. Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari responded to the videos in a Twitter statement, saying in part, "All who flee a conflict situation have the same right to safe passage under UN Convention, and the color of their passport or their skin should make no difference." Filippo.
Yes, says the dictator. Yeah, he got brothers from Nigerian GMS camp, man, you know, because all these puppets, man, you know, they've dropped the ball. They can't provide a fully functioning economy for Jake over there in West Africa. You know, it's just so much drama and headache you gotta deal with. You know, it's like you make progress one day, the next week you gotta fight just to get, you know, get one foot in the door. You know. So it's for the Hamites How much ruling over Jake? And even when Jake gets there, man, it just makes things worse. But hey, that's what happens in this world. There is no rest for our people, alright? So let me get to another precept real quick. So this is Job chapter 20, verse 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. All right. So we're getting close to this moment in the future, when the Lord has finally put Esau's rulership in the garbage. You're going to have the nations, they're going to look down upon Esau. All right. They will have no regard for him. It's going to be looked as trash, being the basest of men. So that's the right fit. And then verse 23 says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eaten. So the plans for their new world order is not going to come to fruition as what they expect, because the Lord has to, disrupt that, okay? So it's going to be a rough journey. It's going to be a rough journey for our people in these last days, because they have to hold on. They have to hold on to the promises of the Lord, and especially of our people that have woken up to be Israelites, all right? So the book of Matthew chapter 10 verse 22 says this, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. All right? So that's a boost that keeps us going. All right? That's what we want, to have faith in the Lord, to finish the work, just like the Lord Shai finished his work. We want to finish, the assignment the Lord has given unto us, all right? And then I'll play the clip some more and just wrap it up.
Brandy, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, says there has been a different treatment. There should be absolutely no discrimination between Ukrainians and non-Ukrainians, Europeans and non-Europeans.
Yeah, so you got Esau over there discriminating against Israelites, against Ishmaelites, against Elam. So there is no drama about that. The Lord will will fix that. Okay, so don't be surprised, man, when the Lord begins to show signs and wonders, for our people in these last days.
Everyone is fleeing from the same risks. He says the UN plans to intervene to ensure everyone is treated fairly at the borders. But for now, students from around the world are making harrowing trips through a country currently under attack, trying to make their way home. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm TC.
Yep. So when all hell breaks loose, it's going to be worse than Hurricane Katrina. Folks trying to get away from the flooded areas of Louisiana, New Orleans and all that. So it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. What? So you just got to hold on, man. Despite whatever you're going to have to deal with, you just got to have faith, whatever the Lord. In fact, let me read this final precept, man. It's always about the book of Sirach, man. I don't want to drag this on much longer. So, Sirach chapter 1, Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So you're going to be tested, all right? You're going to be tested. Your faith has to be put to the test with a difficult situation, all right? Tough environment, okay? Verse 2, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble, all right? And that's words of encouragement. So for now, the Lord, wherever you are on the face of the earth, if there's commotion in your area, just remember Sirach chapter 2, verses 1 and 2. All right, you got to have faith. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. All right, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Shalom.